man was crawling rapidly through the ventilation duct, attempting his escape, unaware that a patrolling guard below had noticed something unusual. The guard quickly picked up a broom and tapped on the duct. Startled inside, Zhu Yingjie immediately stopped what he was doing. When the noise suddenly ceased, the guard assumed it was just a rat and left that area. Seizing the moment, Zhu Yingjie continued crawling forward. However, the effects of the toxin grew stronger and stronger, and his consciousness began to blur. Fortunately, he managed to reach the outer warehouse. By this point, he could barely stand steady on his feet. After exiting through the main door, he found himself already in the visiting area. The area outside was packed with people, so Zhu Yingjie blended into the crowd. There were only 3 minutes left before the guards changed shifts. However, guards were stationed at the entrance, and leaving rashly would make him easy to identify. Just then, an elderly man sat down beside him, forcing himself to stay conscious. Zhu Yingjie noticed the bag the old man was carrying. In that instant, an idea to distract the guards formed in his mind. He smashed his wristwatch and pried off shards of glass. Quietly, he slid open the old man's bag when the old man stood up and accidentally bumped into a chair. The contents spilled all over the floor as the guards rushed over to help, and the scene descended into chaos. Zhu Yingjie immediately stood up and headed toward the exit, blending into the crowd one last time. He finally walked out of the prison, but his body had already reached its limit. Staring at the freedom ahead, his vision slowly became blurred. In the end, he could no longer hold on and collapsed. By then, the prison's electrical system had already been repaired. Watching the footage of Zhu Yingjie, the guard followed his route. He traced Zhu Yingjie's steps to the ventilation duct. After passing through the long duct, the footage finally showed Zhu Yingjie appearing in the visiting area. The guard smiled helplessly. At that moment, Zhu Yingjie also regained consciousness. However, he had already been changed back into prison uniform. Clearly, his escape attempt had failed. Although he had narrowly survived this ordeal, someone did not want him to continue living. The prison's gang boss led his men into the infirmary. Zhu Yingjie sensed that something was wrong, so he quietly hid himself away.